Hey, welcome back, everybody. I want to start doing some smaller videos where I talk about one particular topic that's either bouncing around in my head or talk about one topic that I've found to be useful for my own use. And they're little side chats, but they're about fire. So I'm just going to call them fireside chats. And today's topic is going to be the importance of tracking all of your sources of income, but not just doing it on a monthly level, which is the most popular way, but also doing it on a daily level. And I understand that sometimes it's difficult but the idea here is to get number one as accurately as possible so you can paint a good picture of where you actually stand, but also because this is a valuable tool to help you stimulate your mind into looking at the possibilities that you can accomplish using where you are already. So the first example I'm going to give you is helping you funnel your time into the most profitable areas. So let me give you an example. Let's say on Saturdays you deliver pizzas and you make $80, generally roundabout the average $80 in one day of delivering pizzas. Now let's say that you make $80 in 1 month passively. So at that point, you have replaced 1 day's worth of delivering pizzas per month. So now that Saturday, instead of delivering pizzas, you can use that time and put it into, let's say, building a website or a blog or a YouTube channel, or going out and practicing some skill that you want to monetize. Videography, photography, marketing, SEO, whatever it is that you're interested in. Now you can take one Saturday a month and you can dedicate it to building up a new source of income, but you haven't lost your total income because you make enough passively to make up for that one active day. So you didn't lose money by not delivering pizzas that day. When you get to $160 per month, now you can spend half of your Saturdays a month working on a new source of income again. You might take one day to practice SEO, and you might take the next Saturday to practice stock photography. And again, you haven't lost any income, any total income, but what that passive income has done is give you the freedom to focus on building up another revenue stream. And if we take this to a logical conclusion, it would be once you make enough to replace your job, whatever job your main source of income is, then at that point you can make the same amount of money and start something completely new that'll make you even more money down the road, either short term, or you're trying to build something that's going to pay off in the future. The idea is you've replaced the income and giving yourself time to work on additional things. Because in the end, it's not the money that we're after. The money is just a method of gaining back time to do what you want to do with it. So if to meet your goals, you need to make a certain amount per month, and that includes 4 days a month of delivering pizzas, every day that you don't have to deliver pizzas is a day that you can dedicate to doing something else that will make you more money at the end of the road, either short term or long term. And the other main reason to track things on a daily basis is to understand your daily costs. Let's say you are big into meal planning and you know exactly how much it takes per meal to feed yourself. Well, once you covered 3 meals, you've got 1 day. And if you make that amount per day passively, then guess what? You're never going to starve. You don't have to go out and work for your food anymore. Your food is covered passively without having to work for it. Now you can take your time that you were trading dollars for hours to feed yourself, and you can dedicate that time to doing something that's going to be more profitable for you overall. If it takes you 10 hours a week to make enough money to feed yourself, And now you can make that passively. That's 10 hours a week you can put into building up a new revenue stream without having to worry about food. The food is paid for. Whether you work or not, that cost of food is paid for. And if you have a side job and you work, let's say, 2 hours a day doing XYZ in order to pay for, let's say, your cell phone. So let's say you have a side job that you do 2 hours a day. That's where your cell phone money comes from. Once you know that you've made that passively, that's 2 hours a day you can free up to do something that's going to leverage you into a better position. So rather than bagging groceries for 2 hours a day, you can take that 2 hours a day and learn a skill that's going to be more profitable in the long run. And your total income didn't drop because you've made up for it on a passive level. But I think where people get stuck is they only look at the big picture. They look at, I need $1 million to retire comfortably. So everything between then and now is suffering in their mind, because unless they meet that one goal, they haven't done anything. Well, the way to get there is to take little bites out of the elephant. If you have a side job that you hate doing, but you got to bag groceries on the weekends in order to pay for something that you need, to pay for the cost of having a car, if you can free up that time on the weekends, you can use that time to do something that's going to leverage you into a better position. It's going to make your life easier. And this is a journey, right? It's a marathon. It's not a sprint. It's about the journey, not just the destination. The idea is to constantly improve yourself at every point along the journey. So every little victory is important. It's not about 0 today, 1 million 10 years from now, 5 years from now, whatever. It's about 6 months from now, I don't have to bag groceries anymore. It's about 1 year from now, I know that if I lose everything else, I can still afford to have a vehicle. My car insurance is paid. I have some money for fuel. And if I have a car, then I have a tool to help me make some money. I can deliver pizzas, right? It's about constant improvement, and to see an accurate picture of that, and to help you see those small victories, you have to track this stuff on a small level. You don't win small victories with multi-year timelines. You win large victories with small timelines, and lots of them back to back consistently. So in my own life, I do have a side gig where I do have to drive in order to do it, and gas is going up, right? So one of my biggest goals is to get to a point where I can replace the time I spend doing that, driving around burning gas, make the same amount of overall income because it's coming in passively, and now I can dedicate that time to things that have a lower overhead that I enjoy doing more. It's not necessarily about always making more money. It's about giving myself a better, a happier, a more calm and peaceful life along the way. If you think you're going to suffer until you hit a magic number in your bank account and then suddenly life's going to be great, I hate to break it to you, but living a calm, peaceful life is a learned skill. So by getting yourself there gradually, by teaching yourself little by little to replace stress with calm, to replace things you hate with things you love, once you get to that final destination where you're at your end goal, you're already going to be a happier person. The fact that you're now financially independent is just going to be the cherry on the cake. But you've built that financial independence, you've built that happy life along the way, and you spent a lot more of that time in between being happy rather than saying, I have to suffer so that one day I can be happy. You need to say, I want to suffer a little less tomorrow than today. So that's all I got. I hope this was helpful. It's definitely been a very helpful tool for me. It's helped me see things in a more positive light, see the journey in a more positive light, see my accomplishments in a more positive light, understand how my accomplishments are already making my life better rather than only looking to that end goal for happiness. I can tell you I've been at this 2.5 years. I'm definitely a happier person than I was 2.5 years ago. I have more peace of mind than I had 2.5 years ago. And hopefully you get some benefit out of this tool and you can apply it to your own life and start making those little changes, start taking those little bites out of the elephant. So thanks for listening, and I'll see you on the next one.